Hey guys, I'm Mucky back here for the video. Guys, welcome back to another spending spree video. Guys, give me 11 million coin spending spree. And starting off right away, we do have the Deion set being completed on the screen right here. This is going to kick off our initial spending spree part. So obviously, this part of the spending spree was when I went ahead and spent 7 million coins to go ahead and do the Deion set. Now, I did sell Deion Sanders for 4.1. So this is only going to total around 3 to 4 million coins. And then we'll show you the rest of the 7 to 8 million after we get done this set. Now guys, I wasn't going to include this part, but I decided to do it because this is part of the spending spree. These 1295 overalls are really what make up my team and make my team so good. It's because these 95 overalls are juice as all heck. Now I'm going to go ahead and power up these 95s. Probably, honestly, most of them. I'm probably going to end up powering up Todd Gurley. I'll probably end up powering up, who else we got here? Probably Quan Short. I'll probably end up powering up probably not Tom Brady because I don't really use Tom Brady. Julio Jones, yeah, I already have him, tier 4 already, so I'll give him tier 5. Conklin, I already have tier 4, I'll give him tier 5. Kelsey, I would have tier 4, I'll give him tier 5. And other than that, I think Harrison Smith, I'm probably not going to end up powering up. I was kind of going back and forth with him, guys, and I don't know if I should go ahead and do it. Tell me down below what you guys think. Should I go ahead and power up Harrison Smith, or should I not? I'm going to actually look at his power up set real fast to see what it looks like, but personally, I don't think I'm going to go ahead and do it. I know he's already NAT, and there's no point not to, but I just don't think it's that good of an idea. So far, Harrison Smith, he has a 92 overall, so this would get him a 96 overall, and he has secure tackler, so he gets no more abilities. He's just gonna get all +1s pretty much. I don't really think that's worth it to power up because I have to go ahead and buy his team of the week card, and his team of the week card currently price is 200k. So I'm not really looking forward to spending like 300, 400, 500k for this whole entire process. So I'm probably not gonna go ahead and power him up. Tell me down below, guys, what are you guys doing when it comes to powering up players? Obviously right now gold and silver tokens are a lot of coins because of the playoff promo being out. Are you gonna go ahead and power up any of these players? Again, I'm just gonna probably power up the guys I already have powered up and just continue to power them up because I don't want to power up too many more guys, because when you power up too many players, it starts to get really repetitive and kind of stupid, because then you end up spending way too much coins, and again, you can't sell these players, you can't trade them, you can't do anything with them. So if you spend all these coins on a player, you're kind of stuck there with that card, and you're stuck there forever in MUT with that card. So I don't know if someday EA is going to come out and say, okay, you know what, now you can go ahead and sell these cards, you go ahead and put them in the set, or downgrade them. I have no idea if EA is ever going to do that. So at this minute, I have to just assume they're never going to. So I have to assume any coins you put into that card, you pretty much lost. Now, that's not too bad when you have cards like, for example, I have Julio Jones, right? And Julio Jones is going to get a 99 eventually this year. So it's not bad that I powered him up, because eventually he's going to get a 99. So I'm going to just go ahead and power him up and keep going on that ranking. But if you did like Marshall Yanda, who only got, which I'm kind of surprised, he actually got a seasoned veterans player. If it wasn't for seasoned veterans, he probably wouldn't get any more cards this year, just because he was hurt the whole entire year. So again, some players it's smart, some players it sucks, and you just have to kind of live with it if you do go ahead and power up someone who gets hurt, or someone who just didn't have a great season. But I think as of right now, all the players I had powered up, it was a smart idea on my part. Aaron Rodgers I have powered up, and obviously he's gonna get some more cards this year. Even though he did go down with an injury, I still expect him to get some good cards this year. I don't expect him to get comeback player of the year, even though he did go ahead and get injured, then he came back, and he actually had a good game, but obviously it was not the best game in the world. He threw 3 interceptions, but he also scored a lot of touchdowns against the Panthers. But anyway, guys, as I was saying, we are wrapping this up, the Deion Sanders set, and then we're gonna go ahead and again go and buy the rest of the team. So I'm just gonna tell you this now. Yes, I do go back and buy Deion Sanders later in this video, but I do buy him for a lot less. Again, guys, I sold him for about 4.1 million, which is 3.7 million after tax, and I do go ahead and buy him back. Which is it smart? No, it's not. It's definitely, I still paid a lot of coins for him. At this minute, he's like 2. 3.7, so he's even down more. But what I was kind of figuring was I sold him for 4.1. Again, math wise, 3.7. And you know, I didn't think he was going to go down too much more, to be honest. Like, I mean, he's gonna go down more, but it's like, yeah, every card's gonna go down more if you think about it. And at this minute, I don't think his price is gonna go down anytime soon below like 2 million. So at this minute, I think I'm okay with spending 2.9, just because I don't think his price is gonna drop anytime soon, because it looks like EA is not releasing new bundles. I thought today they were gonna release, or yesterday they were gonna release new bundles, because all the bundles expired, and does not look like EA has any plans on releasing new bundles. So at this minute, I think I'm good on that aspect. Now if they do release a new bundle, it will drive down his price, but at this minute, I do not think EA's planning on doing that. So I think I'm pretty good in my investment at 2.9. His price could come down lower, but I could probably, all I need in order to keep my investment is to sell them for 3.2 or more. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, but I'm just saying, you know, if I did need to, there's always a chance I could put him up for that price and he might actually end up selling, especially if I do it late at night. So again, just have to wait and see when it comes to that, but I'm probably just going to end up keeping him. I mean, Deion Sanders, if you look at this card, he's pretty much going to be, you know, usable for the rest of the year. Even when Ultimate Legends and Ultimate Tickets come out, Deion Sanders is still going to be a very usable piece, a very great player there in the game, no matter what. So it's going to be like, you know, looking at his stats, he's so juiced, I really probably is going to use him for the rest of the year and not look back. And a lot of these players we can actually use for the rest of the year because of how good their stats are. That Rod Woodson, you can use him for the rest of the year. He is all stacked out. Same thing with Deion, same thing with all these cards. But right here we go ahead and get all the 95 overalls, and then of course we go ahead and get the Deion Sanders set, and we go ahead and choose the Falcons Deion. The only reason I chose the Falcons Deion is because I have other Falcons players, so that's why I chose him, because of Deion Jones and Steve Young. So with that in mind, starting off with our quarterback, I will not be rocking Tom Brady, guys. I'm sorry, but I need a mobile quarterback. I cannot just sit there with an immobile quarterback. If you guys saw my gameplays with this squad with the Deion Sanders, I was running around with Tom Brady for Pete's sake, guys, and that's just how I walk, because I cannot sit in the pocket with you know, with Tom Brady. I cannot sit in the pocket. I need to have you know, a mobile quarterback so I can actually move around. So with that in mind, this is how it is. But as you can see right here, I was bidding back and forth with Rod Woodson to get Rod Woodson. I could have got him at 905K, but my friend PJ was bidding back and forth with me just to be a troll in this one. So I ended up getting him for 920 because, again, he was bidding back and forth, trolling me because I wanted Rod Woodson. Now, he did also want Rod Woodson. He ended up getting him for about 910 because someone put him up for 910, but I was, you know, trying to get him for the cheap, the low, and he ended up going back and forth with me, so I ended up getting him for about 920, as I was saying. But right here, he ends up just pulling off and letting me get Deion Sanders. So that's what happens when you're talking to someone as you're trying to bid on a card. Like, whenever I bid on a card, I always try to be so secluded and not tell anyone about it, because I don't want people starting to bid on it. Like, there's some cards I will be like, hey, I really want to get this card, so I'll think about tweeting it out, like, you know, someone put up this card for a certain price, and then I'll just think to myself, if I do that, then someone's gonna go ahead and, you know, take that card from me. So I had to be very careful. I'm gonna have a lot more people trying to bid on that same card. So with that in mind, you see we get Rod Woodson right there, and bam, our team is now starting to be assembled. We got our cornerbacks, we got our, you know, Deion Sanders, well, not Deion Sanders yet, but we have all, you know, pieces together. And now let's go ahead and pick up Deion Sanders. Actually, wait, do we pick up Deion first? I think we do. We pick up Deion first, and again, I sold him for 4.1 million, and yes, I'm going back, and I'm going back to buy him again. I was gonna not do this, and it would be very smart if I didn't. If I didn't do this, I could go ahead and just spend that 2.9 million on my whole entire rest of my team. But again, I played Deion. When I put a gameplay, guys, you're gonna see it sometime very soon. But I did a gameplay with Deion Sanders, and I I kept punting the ball back to my opponent. I picked him off 5 or 6 times. I had 3 fumbles on him, and I just literally punted him the ball back over and over again because I wanted to go ahead and get Deion Sanders a pick. He ended up getting a pick 6 in the game, which was awesome, but I literally gave my opponent the ball back like 20 times just to go ahead and do that. I was punting the ball every single possession. I was already up 21 points, so it didn't really matter, but I was just giving my opponent the ball back just so he could go ahead and throw me a pick 6 to Mr. Deion Sanders, and finally he went ahead and did so. Again, I should have got the Cowboys here, but I went ahead and went with the Falcons just because it helps out my chemistry with already having Falcons players. I know a lot of people got mad at me. It was like, why did you go with Falcons? Falcons is crap. Falcons is poo. The only reason I did it was not because I wanted to get the Falcons version. It was just because it helps out with +1 to awareness to my whole entire team. Now, as you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and bid on John Randall at 500,000 coins, and that's going to be, eventually I end up winning this John Randall at 500,000 coins. So not too bad. No one ended up going ahead and bidding past me, so I was able to get him for about 500,000 coins, which is not too bad. I mean, I think I sold him for like 590, so that was actually a pretty good price I paid for him. As right here, we go ahead and get Telvin Smith, adding him back to it as a linebacker. Now, when I sold my team, I had LT at that position. I decided not to go ahead and go back to LT, and the reason why is because I didn't really like LT as much. I love Telvin Smith. I love his coverage ability, 91 zone coverage. He just plays so good. He plays the ball so good. He's able to, you know, always be around it, always makes plays, and I definitely, he's a playmaker, as you know, obvious. So I definitely love having him on the squad. So I decided, you know what, if I had to choose between Telvin Smith or LT, I'm gonna go ahead and go with LT there. I mean, Telvin Smith there, because he is the better option in my opinion. Now, as you can see, the squad is definitely interesting. We're going, you know, I was going back and forth with who I wanted to pick up, who I didn't want to pick up, because there's a lot of big boy purchases I had to make, and you know, it's difficult when you're working with a certain amount of coins, and obviously spending 2.9 million coins on one card is difficult to know who to pick up and who not to pick up. But what I like to do is just go ahead and put them in my lineup, kind of go back and forth and see, okay, who do I want? Do I want this guy? Do I want that guy? And you know, how do I want to work my team around? And that's something I was doing in this video, guys, a lot, to go ahead and see, you know, who I wanted. Now, at the end of this video, guys, I will go ahead and do a lineup update just to show you guys all the guys I did go ahead and pick up. But so far, as you can see, we're doing a lot of big boy pickups. So right here, we're going to go ahead and go to middle linebacker. We're going to go ahead and go get Deion Jones. Now, this was actually a pickup I ended up selling. So when you saw the Steve Young at the beginning of this video, that's the one I ended up buying. So I ended up selling this Deion Jones and losing coins like a dum-dum because I wanted to get Steve Young, and that's why I ended up selling him. So I already have his powered up version at 92, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to power him up to a 93, but there's literally no point to do that because of the fact that, like, all he's gonna get is +1 speed maybe. So I went ahead and just decided not to go ahead and keep him. So I sold him back and I bought Steve Young. That's what you saw at the beginning of this video. But right here, guys, we go ahead and we bought him. We're gonna go ahead and buy Ray Lewis, and I should not be buying Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis is a quite interesting story for me when it comes to getting Ray Lewis. So Ray Lewis, when I first got him, right, I was so excited to get him, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is Ray Lewis. His stats are insanely crazy, and you know, I was so excited to have him, but he does not play as his stats indicate. He does not play as good as his stats indicate, and it's sad to say because he's such a good player, but it's like his stats are just not that. He just doesn't play up to his stats. Now I went ahead and bought Ray Lewis. I'm gonna go ahead and buy Ed Reed here, and the squad again is coming together slowly but surely, as you're going to see. And I was going back and forth seeing if anyone outbid me for John Randall because I was kind of scared someone was going to go ahead and outbid me. But again, guys, the squad is coming together. The squad is slowly becoming great, and this is when I was actually going to see how much Steve Young was and if I could go ahead and pick him up or not. At this moment, I think he was like 500,000 coins, so I was like, I can't pick him up. I had to pick up other cards in order, you know, to work around that. And I was actually thinking he was a 96 overall for some reason, but I was able to see, nah, he's like 500,000 coins. So I went ahead and waited, and I got him. Of course, you saw the intro clip. That's when I went ahead and bought him. But this is what squad looking like right now. So we need by a left tackle, left guard. Defensively, we have Deion Jones. As you can see, we're gonna go ahead and sell him. We have Ray Lewis. We're gonna get and we're gonna get Ed Reed. So a lot of more pieces we're gonna add to this puzzle to make this team even more and more better. But guys, if you enjoyed this video so far, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Sorry that sounded a little weird. I did just wake up from a nap. That's why I probably sound a little bit different. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and finish up this team. Not 96 overalls, but 94 to 95 overall. And we go ahead and pick up a left tackle. And this is actually someone, whenever I pick up a legend, I never like to just pick up a legend. I like to go ahead and see, like, okay, can I build this legend for cheaper than I can pick him up for? Because if you go ahead and build someone, you know, or you go ahead and pick up someone, it's a lot different, and it's like you can always build them usually for cheaper. Depending on who the guy is. So I went ahead and tried to just build him for cheaper instead of just buying his card trade up wise, and you know, most likely overspending for it. So again, whenever I spend a lot of coins or build a team, the thought process behind building my team is so just unique and weird. Like, I never just go ahead and go, okay, I want these 10 or 12 players and you know, I'm gonna move on. Like, I'll literally put all the cards I want in MUT Head, have a whole entire detailed, like, you know, build of the whole entire team, and then I'll end up going back and, like, you know, changing that up 12 times. And then when I go ahead and buy the cards, I'll sometimes end up just, you know, not picking up certain players that I said I wanted to pick up, just because, you know, I'll be like, well, you know, now my brain changed again. I think I want to go with this guy. I want this guy in my system. I want that guy in my system. And again, the process of me building a team is pretty much the worst process you can ever have, because I do a lot of different things, you know, back and forth, and I just cover a lot of basics. But right here, we're gonna go ahead, and I was gonna go ahead and see if Bruce Smith, I could go ahead and pick him up, but I realized, nah, I have Cameron Haywood, so there's no point to go ahead and pick him. Oh, Cameron Jordan. There's no point of picking him up. So let's go ahead and switch to the final part of this video, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I actually ended up messing up a little bit in this video, so I did not end up showing me buying Ray Lewis or me buying Ed Reed, but I did go ahead and buy both of them. So you can see right here, my coins went from 1.8 million down to like 1.2, and it's because I bought Ed Reed and Ray Lewis. I showed earlier in the video of me like about to buy Ray Lewis. I was kind of going back and forth if I should get him or not. I ended up getting him. So again, those are the two players you will not go and see me buy in this video, but I did go ahead and buy both of them. Now I bought Ray Lewis back mainly because of the fact that I am a Ravens fan. I bought Ed Reed back because Ed Reed is one of the best players I've ever played with this whole entire year. He is nothing but a beast this whole entire year when I've been playing with him. He picks everything off. He makes plays all the time, and I definitely recommend you know, Ed Reed. Ray Lewis, I can't recommend as much, but you know what? He is with Lulu. I have to pick him up. I have to add him to the squad. So I decided, you know what? Fluff it, and I added him to the squad again. Was it the smartest idea? Probably not. I definitely probably shouldn't have done that. But again, guys, at the end of this video, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys a lineup update, and this team is definitely back and a lot better than I feel like it was before I went ahead and sold my team. So when I sold my team, I made back around 11 million coins, 11.5 million. And you know, since the playoff promo came out, my team dropped to around like 9.8 million. So it went down a lot because of the playoff promo. So thank you, playoff promo, for anything, just lowering my team so I can buy it back for cheaper. Now, I did not recommend selling your team. When I sold my team, I did it just because I wanted to go ahead and pay attention more to my no money spent squad on PS4. Luckily though, you know, because this, you know, the squad, everything went down in price, I did buy back my team, but I do not recommend buying back your team yet. Now, I did it because I want to get some gameplays with squad and, you know, show off Deion and everything like that. But guys, when you should buy back your team is going to be when Team of the Year drops. That's when you want to buy back your team. When Team of the Year drops, that's when you want to buy back everyone, because that's when the prices are going to be the lowest and everything's going to go down in price. So again, Team of the Year dropping is when you should buy back your team. Do not buy back your team like I did way too early. I did this just to show gameplay. I'm not doing it because because, you know, I recommend doing it. It's not a good idea. I recommend doing it, you know, once Team of the Year drops and all the cards come down in price even more. That's when I recommend going ahead and doing what I'm doing here. Again, could not recommend doing it now, but, you know, that's just my personal opinion. If you want to buy back your team, at the end of the day, if you want to buy back your team, you can always do whatever. As I say, you do you. You do you, but I'm just saying recommended. I do not recommend doing it yet. I recommend waiting for a little bit and then buying back your team a little bit later on. So a last purchase for this video, guys, is going to be going ahead and getting Bo Jackson at left guard, and that will complete this team. I mean, this team is definitely, you know, a lot of players on this squad, a lot of coins spent on this squad. Again, a total of like over 11 million coins. Yeah, it's so much, guys. So much freaking coin spent. Do I regret doing that? Nah. I love building these squads for you guys. I love doing spending spree videos. It's always fun, and it's, you know, this is what I love doing on my channel. I love, in a way, wasting coins, you could say. So let's go ahead and conclude this video with a lineup update, and we will also do another lineup update for anyone who did not want to watch this whole entire video. Let's get into it, guys. Alright, guys, so now let's get into the lineup update. Starting at quarterback, we do have Steve Young, then Tom Brady, Todd Gurley, LT, and Zeke Elliott. We have Julio Jones, Dez Bryant, and Alshon Jeffrey, with Jarvis Landry at the 4. We also have Walter Jones, Bo Jackson, Travis Frederick, David Castro, Jack Conklin, Travis Kelce, and Dwight Clark. On defense, we have Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Michael Hyde. We have Telvin Smith, Ray Lewis Bowe, Von Miller, Harrison Smith, Michael Hyde, and Sean T. We have Rod Woodson, Deion Sanders, Night Train Lane, Jalen Ramsey, and finally Marshawn Lattimore. We have Brandon Graham, Cameron Jordan, Quan Short, John Randall, and then Javion Clowney backing everybody up. On kicker and punter, we have Sam Cook and Greg Zuerlein. So guys, that's going to be the squad, and that's going to be the 11 million coin spending spree. A lot of coins spent in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe button, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.